Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ECU ES Riot Rumble. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the one we all thought went missing. It's Poke Maple. Say hello, my friend. How you doing?
Hello, I'm back.
He's my color caster for tonight, and we're here for Rum Filled Crusaders versus Fast FF. Rum Filled Crusaders on the blue side, already banning out Pre-Law Germ's One Trick Udyr.
And we've got a good one today. Rum Filled Crusaders still yet to lose.
Yeah, and Incursio seems to be having flashbacks to the Zillion that he versed the other day in his last matchup, because they've banned that out. They've also banned out Horny's Malphite, which is something he's been playing.
I know if you've played against a good Zillion once, you definitely don't want to do it again. It feels like you just can't kill anybody.
Yeah, it was Distatic coming in, and their plan to deal with Incursio, which is a good plan against the highest ranked player in the tournament, was to just turtle out the lane and play a really safe champion. But I don't know if Fruitcake is really one to go for that playstyle. They're both diamond players, and though Incursio is the higher rank, I see Fruitcake trying to actually win that matchup. That's something I could see him trying to do.
If there's anything Fruitcake knows, it's how to be aggressive. He does not know how to turtle out a lane, and he will not want to do so.
Saying that much, never mind. I thought he was locking in the Yasuo for a second.
That would fit his character quite well.
So he's locked in the Pale Marcher's classic Xin Zhao, which is sad because I don't want Pale Marcher getting kills, because currently my mid laner Zuan is at the top of the kills for the Rumble. So I would like him to stay there, please.
Not top of KD either. I'm pretty sure that right now is led by J Dizzle and Nizzle.
Yeah, J Dizzle has died, I think, once the entire tournament so far. And it's not great, but...
Let's check stats just beforehand, and yeah, he's only died once, and that's surprising. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I would say this match is a pretty spicy one. Incursio going up against a diamond mid laner, I think for the first time this tournament, or the second time maybe. I'd like to talk a lot about the meta, to be honest, but there isn't a massive amount I can talk about. I'm really hyped for the Sivir pick. My Sivir has scarred Volkshians so much that he's actually decided to pick it himself, and I respect that.
It's going to be a weak lane, but once they get to late game, that Sivir is going to have a hard time trying to die.
You'd be surprised, actually, with Sivir at the moment. She's got a really, really strong lane phase because you just oppressively shove the enemy team under. So if their jungler doesn't do something about you, you probably cannot lose lane. In a straight 2v2, it's impossible to lose lane unless you make a dramatic mistake. So they're going to ban away Evil Levi's Jhin, something he does play, but I haven't seen him play so far. His team's been making him pick the Lucian, which he also likes to play.
Oh, if I'm going to be forced onto Lucian, I'd love that too. He's fun as hell, and it's not in a horrible position right now.
Yeah, Lucian is in a pretty reasonable spot. He was very, very, very strong for God knows how long, very long time. I can't really remember when they nerfed him, but he's still... It's got to have been 3 patches in a row. I think he was probably the best AD carry in the game, and right now he's sitting at a reasonable high-tier position. I know in Korea he has a 20% play rate, which is pretty unusual for Lucian.
It's really high for such a skill-based champion. And speaking of skill-based champions, we don't have that in the Hecarim, but he is really, really strong right now.
Yeah, this could be the new age of Hecarim top, because apparently, originally, top Hecarim was just a counter pick to Aatrox top, but it's no longer the case, and top Hecarim's actually getting picked, and I'm not sure what matchups it's supposed to be good into, but apparently it's no longer just an Aatrox counter pick. So that's pretty interesting. He's actually the highest win rate top laner in the game right now. He's 54% in Korea.
My God.
Which is gross. And yeah, he usually builds Trinity Force into Righteous Glory. And he's been taking Conqueror as well. So
yeah, I'm starting to see why he's so impressive. Hecarim's Q plus his Conqueror and constantly autoing you is just going to be a massive pain. And he tried to get he'll just run away. He does not care.
Actually, mind you, I just decided to look up the matchup for you guys. His best matchup is against Maokai. 58% win rate. Almost 59. It's 58.98% win rate against Maokai, making that his best matchup in top lane. So Endless Rift Lord is going to be having some mild issues up there, assuming that it is jungle and that Horny Winter is actually playing it.
Oh man, I don't think
it isn't jungle. Sorry,
that I want to see that Hecarim go to top lane, but yeah,
I think it might be the jungle Hecarim because otherwise it's going to be jungle Kassadin, or is it jungle Vayne? Okay, it's not. I was expecting the jungle Vayne, but looks like top Vayne is going to be what we're seeing. Incursio on the Kassadin, pretty scary champion when he gets a lead, and being that he'll be against Zoe in the mid lane, a champion with some magic resist can be kind of nice. I trust that a player like Incursio won't be getting hit by every sleepy trouble bubble, so the true damage shouldn't be like a massive issue for him.
A nice thing for Palemarcher is that he'll only be dealing with... He'll only be afraid of that Kassadin after level 11. Before then, like when he's just got a level 1 ult, he has a lot less kill pressure than once he's got level 2 and a Rod of Ages under his belt.
Yeah, and it looks like they finally swapped. I was getting concerned for a moment there. But we've got some interesting matchups today. We'll see if J Dizzle the Nizzle will finally be dethroned for top of his KDA. But let's take a short intermission between this small spectator delay. We'll be right back with you guys shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ECU eSports Rumble, getting straight into the first game and the last game of today. But unfortunate news, Poke Maple has had some technical difficulties, so we'll be having just my beautiful and incredibly irritating voice as the teams look to be potentially going into a fight. At the start of the game, it's a 5v5. Breaking out of the beginning, Pre-Law goes down first blood over to Evil Levi of Rum Filled Crusaders. I was trying to explain our technical difficulties, but they want to fight. A little bit of poke onto Volkshians there. Very unfortunate, but a good start to the game, I guess, for our viewers who don't want to wait any longer. Poke Maple should be rejoining us within a few minutes, but until that time comes around, I will be sat here wishing that Felix could help me. But, oh God, it's so awkward not being able to hold a conversation. I'll pretend I'm talking to you guys so that I can pretend people like me, which is what I do every day, and it's a good interpersonal skill. So matchups to watch this game is literally just mid lane, and try to figure out where Palemarcher is on the map, because he might actually do something interesting. Incursio has been basically trying to 1v9 every game he plays, which is fair enough because he's a very, very skilled player. And the Palemarcher has actually been overperforming what people's expectations were of him, which is really good to see. But predictably, the early lane phase goes slightly more in Fruitcake's direction as he gets these ranged autos with Summon Airy off, and Zoe's empowered autos are quite strong. The top lane matchup is a matchup that I would expect Vayne should be winning, but it could go either way, really. And this bot lane is interesting. Oh, the bind, Volkshians dodges, but Akalzalat not able to dodge away. Volkshians actually gets an okay trade back, but takes a lot of damage in return, almost going down. So does Akalzalat. They're both very, very low, and still level 1, mind you. I think that's really not what you want. With Sivajana, you're able to push quite hard, so they would probably have been able to get level 2 first. Volkshians goes down to J Dizzle, and they both go in again. Unfortunate no second kill for them, but very, very unlucky for Volkshians. Going to get picked off at the start of the game. The Levi combo didn't quite bring him down, but that Morgana Tainted Earth, I can't remember the name of the actual ability, is going to take him out. That's really unfortunate. The execute damage on that is quite strong. Although Evil Levi is reasonably low, so we could see a little bit of a roam come in from the Hecarim at some point, come out from that jungle and potentially take him down, but they're actually backing already with their early gold advantage. I suppose I can understand that decision because I expect that Hecarim should be looking for bot lane if they stayed. And predictably, Endless Rift Lord is lower down, but his level up, and here is his jungler. The Palemarcher comes in, does not get the W snipe on Horny Winter, who flashes away just in time. Good flash from Winter there, but also a good gank from Palemarcher. They are able to get a bit of reprieve for their Maokai, who is very far behind in CS already. Vinta does avoid taking any serious damage, though, with Adoran's Blade and the things that are within his inventory. The pots. Sorry, I got distracted by a message, so I lost the will to live for a moment. But he's going to avoid taking too much damage and probably be able to keep that bully going on at the top lane. Right now, we're sort of just looking if Volctions can reclaim his lane from the depths. A good tornado from Janna, but Evil Levi does a lot of damage. Volctions flashes out, but a Kalzalat is going to go down as she perishes at the hands of Evil Levi. 2 kills to Evil Levi before 5 minutes. Volctions narrowly escapes getting Dark Binded there. And Vinta is the subject of another gank, and it looks like this time he may go down. Endless Riftlord isn't able to get it, and I don't think that sapling will be able to reach Vinta, who just escapes with his life. And here, Volctions could be in trouble again. He's going to take some damage. I don't think he has the spell shield up or something, because he's just walking straight into death right there. Predictably in the mid lane, Fruitcake actually with a pretty solid CS lead against a player that, though both players are very good, I think most people would agree that, assumingly, the higher ranked player should be the better of the two. But Fruitcake is currently outperforming Incursio, though that's to be expected in this matchup. A Kalzalat in trouble again in the bot lane will fall for a second time to Evil Levi. In the mid lane, a fight breaks out and Fruitcake is brought down. But in return, Pale Marcher picks up Incursio and forces Prelaw back. Now, I do believe that Poke Maple has finally rejoined, so we should soon get him online once he's able to get into the spectate of the game. We may be taking a small intermission pause at some point just to get him synced up with the stream, but hopefully you guys can stick around for us with that. And that's okay, Poke. It's a never lucky, man. Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate thing, but finally we prepped for every possible thing that could go wrong, and something new went wrong, so what can you do? And here, Pale Marcher flashing away. Just to catch you up, Poke, the Rum Filled Crusaders are pretty high up right now in their score, so not sure if we've already gone to intermission, but we'll probably take an intermission now if we haven't, for a few moments to get Poke Maple caught up with the stream. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to the stream. Right as a fight breaks out in the bot lane, Volction's gonna fall down yet again. 5 kills to Evil Levi. I'm back, and here is my boy Poke. He has returned to us from finally, the Deathland.
Oh my god, that Lucian is fed.
Yeah, you've missed quite a lot of action while you've been gone. But Horny Vinta has escaped death narrowly multiple times, by the way.
Which is what he needs to do to be able to leverage his lane advantage.
He's been ganked twice by the Pale Marcher, but hasn't died either time. And the second time he didn't even have flash. So
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. I mean, he didn't die.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the boy. But bot lane, yeah, has really not been going the way of fast FF. Kalzalat has eaten one too many bindings, and Volctions has also paid the price. They got shoved in really early and did not get the level 2 advantage at their start.
Yeah, unfortunate thing about that lane is while they can push a bunch, and Janna can provide a bit of protection, they don't have the greatest presence in terms of damage early on.
Yeah, it's more like Siva has to land the Q. Her boomerang does hurt quite a lot.
It stinks.
But as of right now, it's like they haven't really been able to do things, and Levi has just gained such a lead as he brings them down again with his ultimate, the culling, putting on the hurt. And here, actually, comes Prelaw into the mid lane.
Oh, hello.
Fruitcake should not die here, because here's the Pale Marcher. They might even be able to turn that around as Levi diving under the turret. The kill goes over to J Dizzle. Lots of action on the map all at once.
A lot of essentially nothing in mid lane. Pale Marcher will take a bit of experience, try to scare off anyone else, but yeah, nothing happened effectively.
I do believe Fruitcake was probably okay there, but Pale Marcher maybe saved him a little bit of HP. They don't actually spot Prelaw doing the Raptors, I don't think, but now they do. Prelaw
this is dangerous. This mid lane isn't
straight up. Yeah, Incursio is not really in a position to fight that without knowing where Zoe is. And, you know, she would have easily thrown a trouble bubble through that red buff wall to hit him if he'd have gone in. So good call from Incursio not to follow there.
I feel like in a slightly different game state, and with Red Team having a bit more
they're going for it.
Communication, They could have killed Pale Marcher there, but that's not the state of this game right now, I guess.
It would have been really risky. Vinter did escape with his life, but now has actually walked up and has to burn both sums to get away because he face-checked that bush for some reason.
He would not have had to flash if he just escaped there. He was going for an auto attack on Pale Marcher and he cancelled it too many times.
Yeah. Oh, Incursio and Freelaw blow up the Pale Marcher. Incursio could be in trouble now, though. Fruitcake goes for it, but Freelaw with the block gets the damage off onto both. Might be able to chase Fruitcake, but Fruitcake takes him out. Incursio's teammate is here, though, and gets the stun. A kill goes over again to Incursio from the burn, actually. I thought that was going to Vinter, but Vinter gets there just in time to land that stun.
Overall, 2 for 1. 2 for 1 in the favor of Rum Filled Crusaders, in the favor of Fast FFs, I'm mad at.
Yeah, I think Prelaw went a little bit too hard for Fruitcake. Probably could have turned around and tried to get away there, but
Zoe going to catch
nonetheless.
Up. Zoe was much too quick.
Yeah, and it looks like the bot lane for Rum Filled Crusaders will just be soloing down this Air Drake now.
Air Drake is really quick.
Not necessarily the most impactful Drake, but it helps for roaming around the map and pressuring for objectives. And you kind of are also taking it away from the Hecarim, who's somebody who loves an Air Drake. So. And
it does mean they'll be able to get...
Evil Levi just pops over the wall and takes out Prelaw. Actually, the kill is taken away by his support, who really, the support should be taking that blue buff, but Levi... boy.
Fast FFs have to do something about this Lucian. He is taking over the game and doing whatever he wants.
Takes the culling to the face, and Pale Marcher will pick up the kill onto a Calzolite. That Trouble Bubble just lands. Incursio uses Flash and Ult to get as far away as possible. That might just be all too rote for that engagement, but Fruitcake looks to be trying for something. Won't find it, but gets a bit of damage onto Volkshians.
It says so much about the state of this game and how much control that Rum Filled Crusaders have right now, that all of that fight started off Lucian walking into the enemy blue buff and getting a kill.
Yeah, he's got an incredible lead, and it's really hard not to do something with that. Incursio, though, insane damage onto Fruitcake. Incursio really is picking up these kills now, and the ult doesn't actually knock him back, so I guess they get a cooldown out of it, if nothing else.
Scared them off, and that's really all it's for, I guess. Now, this Kassadin is the only bright spot for Fast FFs. They need to do whatever they can to help him get a lead and hold down that Lucian.
Yeah, he can pretty much one-shot Lucian. Lucian doesn't really have any defensive options against that, like Siva would with her spell shield to block one of the spells. Still probably wouldn't help against a super fed Kassadin, but we'll see if Siva can sort of get enough CS to farm up and actually do something in the mid to late game. I'm honestly not convinced that it's going to happen at this point.
And at this point in the game, Lucian doesn't really want to be building magic resist. It's a bit early for that, and just doesn't feel as good as building even more damage. Which may not be necessary, but they may not be feeling some magic resist right now.
Incursio could turn this one around. He is behind Fruitcake in the early game, but now he's actually clawed ahead of Fruitcake. The lane phase early was, I mean, predictably Zoe outdoing an early mage, but there you go. Proof of Incursio's strength in this game. Completely out-trading Fruit.
He will only get stronger. That level 2 ult hasn't come up yet. Once he's got that, it will make split pushing so much easier when and if he decides to do that. Yeah.
And Horny Vinter could be in trouble. The Bork actually, and the W does land in the root as well. Evil Levi and his support J Dizzle picking up yet another kill.
I'm surprised at how much of that damage was Morgana binding. Like a decent 15% of Vinter's
Very disgusting. Pale Marcher in trouble here. Does take a lot of damage. Prelaw is going to pick up an assist. Incursio comes in and grabs that kill, and this Rift Herald will not be completely wasted, but will not even receive a turret kill. Just a few platings going over.
320 gold. Now I'm
not entirely sure how platings work when no one's in local range to actually get those.
With local range, I'm pretty sure all the gold is lost, actually.
I've never had this problem before, so I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I think it goes if you're not within range, then nobody gets gold.
That's another very unlucky time for Siva. Does not manage to spell shield the binding and goes down yet again to Evil Levi, picking up 8 kills for himself this game. Endless Rift Lord does get his ultimate off and a bit of damage, but he is not in a spot to fight here. Fruitcake is going to try to help out his teammate and is going to pick up Prelaw, but looks like Incursio will pick up at least following kill. No, because Pale Marcher is here, and Incursio was forced to try and run, but 2 kills for Fruitcake.
Incursio cannot afford to make those mistakes.
Oh, and a Calcilite gets flashed on.
The only one that can help his team, to push his team to victory here, is the only one that has any kills and any
As much as he wanted to run when he saw Pale Marcher, I think the best course of action was to just go for the potential double kill. At least he would have been able to kill Rift Lord before dying. Volkshians actually gets the spell shield this time, though 3 levels down, they are unable to do anything to their opposing laners.
That level difference is kind of sad to look at. Oh, you don't want to see
it's very
that.
unfortunate. I think Volkshians might be making an item mistake as well. He may be going for Infinity Edge first, which I do like as an item, but I only build if I'm ahead. You must build Essence Reaver when behind, as it's just a safer and better choice.
And it still feels nice that once you have some attack speed to get some flag do.
And Horny Vinter here does pop his Bilgewater Cutlass and get a nice double proc of his Silver Bolts onto Rift Lord. That's the trading power of Vayne into a tanky melee like this.
That's where passive really comes into play as well. He'll just chase you down out of the lane until you just give up and just sit on a tower.
Yeah, and we can see, though Endless Rift Lord has 3 more assists, Vinter has a much higher CS lead over him. Actually has the second most CS in the game, and Pale Marcher now engaging, does take a decent chunk of damage, but is doing a lot to Incursio, who is forced to ultimate away, and his jungler falls to the Pale Marcher yet again.
Now that was reckless play from 2 players that can't afford to get called out like that.
Yeah, mind you, take a look at Incursio's inventory and peep his high scaling items, 2 stacking items so far. If he has the time, he could potentially take over the game with a lot of damage and stats coming out of that, and he will be kind of hard to kill as well with the Eternity passive and the shield.
It's going to be very hard to scale the game to that point, because they are 10,000 gold behind now.
Yeah, a huge deficit. 2 towers, 2 drakes are already on the side of the Rum Filled Crusaders.
And of course, 14 more kills.
And the best part is that you would expect, as the Rum Filled Crusaders, that they would be relying on their best player, their diamond, Fruitcake, to do a lot of the work, but that has not been the case. It's not that he's playing badly at all.
He's doing well.
Their bot lane has been stomping the enemy bot lane, and their jungler has been showing a decent amount of presence around it. Even Endless Rift Lord, has been able to do some things on the map and has only died a single time. So
really, I think what I'm seeing is just superior team play. There have been some reckless plays from both sides, but it seems like Rum Filled Crusaders are making less mistakes and capitalizing on.
Here goes Horny Vinter and Incursio making a play for a kill in the bot lane here. Should give that one over to Incursio.
As I said,
right choice.
There's an individual mistake from Rum Filled Crusaders.
And there is a massive fight breaking out. Levi and Pale March have already picked off 2. Fruitcake will finish off. That fight just exploded from 0 to absolutely no heroes left on the map.
Wow, that's what was in action. There was no chance that they could fight back. The Fast FF's health bars just flew down like crazy.
And Rum Filled Crusaders will have surprisingly good team play, but also the macro of their team play is going really well. They're now denying jungle farm from the enemy team. They're taking a tower in the top side after a really well executed dive. And it must be frustrating because Incursio probably made that call to get something on the bot side of the map, and then before he could do anything else, his team has found another deficit in the top side.
At this point, if you're Fast FFs, you're worrying about the next game, because there's not much you can do.
Yeah, being 4 towers down now, still 2 drakes down, and 21 kills to 5. It is not great for them. It's not looking good. They have some decent scaling champions. They've got Sivir, and they've got this double scaling item, Kassadin, who is quite strong, but they're just so far behind in total gold. Basically, they need Rum Filled Crusaders to split up and individually get caught out multiple times by Incursio to actually have a chance at bringing this one back.
It could happen. They just need to get 5 more picks on Endless Rift Lord, and maybe one of them has a chance.
And there's a lot of risk going anywhere on the map with those incredibly fed champions, especially champions like Zoe, who can just kill you from so far away.
Oh, yeah.
She may not even need to use the Trouble Bubble to pick off with a one-shot some of these champions. Like, Janna and Sivir are so low, and as I speak of Trouble Bubble, there's actually one going out through the wall. Won't find anything, but will be annoying. And there he goes in, tries to get it Doesn't quite get a hit off with the Q. He's got a bit of trade damage off though.
I do kind of want to see him hit one of those just to see it go right and he can one-shot something.
Yeah, and oh, Prelaw in some serious trouble. Does get blocked by Incursio. The culling is coming out, going to bring down Calzolat. Not quite, she gets away with her life, but Prelaw will fall to the Maokai ultimate, I believe. And here comes Fruitcake with the kill onto Volchans. He does get traded back by Incursio, but Incursio will lose his life, and so will Calzolat. Both falling. A double kill for Evil Levi.
That's going to be it. Soon, at least.
Yeah, that is very much so a lot of damage heading onto this tower. They don't actually have the minion wave to take it out just yet, but that's so much pressure and so much gold over yet again to their side, and they're just losing like every single thing that happens on the map. Fast FF get further and further behind with the gold deficit. They're just not able to find anything right now.
There have been no bright spots since about 10 minutes in. The last 10 minutes have just been hell for Fast FFs.
Like, that was Volkshan's first assist. 18 minutes into the game, and he gets his first assist. He's been put so far behind by this bot lane, and it was probably a good idea for Evil Levi to pick an early game AD carry like Lucian. I'm kind of surprised they banned his Jhin, because I don't think Jhin is an amazing pick into Sivir personally, and the champion itself is just a lot less powerful than Lucian is at the current time. Lucian is the best lane bully in the game, outside of maybe Caitlyn with specific support matchups, but it's just because of how powerful Lucian is at the moment that I would say he kind of wins that into low-range AD carries like Sivir.
He's very good right now. He scales really nicely into mid-game, just due to his 2 item spike he can pick up. And as a comparison to Jhin against Sivir, he is, of course, far better, as Jhin would just get pushed under lane, under tower against Sivir and just does not have a great time.
Yeah, and, I mean, Volkshan's was taking almost 300 HP and damage just from Ludens and Scorch procs, and here another fight breaks out. 2 champions are deleted within seconds. Incursio and Freelaw lose their lives just trying to clear vision from their own jungle. They both die.
Like Rum Filled Crusaders might be going for Baron now.
Yeah, if they secure this Baron, which is incredibly likely at this point, it looks like they'll probably just be able to run straight down the mid lane and maybe even end off of a fight if they can get a nice dive off.
I would say that this Baron play is the beginning of the end, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sure who will be claiming first place for most kills. I know that Hail Marcher was 2 kills behind Zuan in the tournament for most kills in the tournament. And as of right now, he does only have 6, but that's more than enough to claim the top spot again. But we'll see if somebody like Evil Levi with his 12 kills this game might be able to make his way onto that top 3 leaderboard.
I mean, I won't know who's going to get first kills, but I'm pretty sure I know who's going to get MVP this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just been astounding. He's pulled out so much damage. Of course, with the help of Jay Dizzle and the help of his team to get picks, he's always been in the right place to get the most damage he can.
Yeah, and yet another kill as the tower goes down. It seems like a literal inevitability at this point that the Fast FF team will be falling. This is the most dominant we've seen a team play so far, other than that one 4v5 experience we had to come across earlier in the tournament. But yeah, this is the most dominant, legitimate game we've had so far, and we've had some stompy ones.
It's
honestly,
like
I have to be
an avalanche with a spoon. It's not gonna work.
Yeah. As we try to talk about it, they just wipe up the remains of the team. Volchans and Calzolat will get away with their lives, but too little, too late, really. That's a small consolation prize, as Rum Filled Crusaders take what I think may be the fastest victory of the split. 23 minutes and 17 seconds. 31-7, 3 Drakes, 9 towers to 0. They will take the victory, and an outstanding performance from really all 5 players there. Played incredibly well.
That was
and just
pretty good,
really utterly dominant performance over their enemies. So we'll bring up the stats page for you real quick on stream, and we'll see that Honestly, the damage numbers are very low due to how much of a stomp that game was. We've got Evil Levi, though, taking the 16,200 damage lead, just inching ahead of his teammate Fruitcake, though the next after them was Incursio, so he tried. He gets the "You did it" badge.
Yeah, but he was the only one on that team with a positive KDA.
Congratulations, though, to Rum Filled Crusaders for a dominant victory over Fast FF. We will catch you guys in the upcoming days. I believe we have a game on this Sunday for you to come and tune into. So catch us then, and we'll catch you then.